Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today I take flight in a new aircraft preview. It's the Aerosoft Twin Otter, the DHC-6-300, in this occasion the passenger variant with wheels. And yes, to say the least, I am very, I light this up properly as well, very excited to get this showcase for you today. So yeah, comments about Aerosoft recently saying, hey there Drawyah, would you like to look at the aircraft a few days early? And I was like, yes, give it to me. Because I've been on this aircraft in real life on 3 flights, a flight to and from Glasgow and Barra, up in Scotland, and also then single flights from Land's End to St Mary's Island City. So I've done a couple of flights in the Twin Otter. I think it's a fantastic aircraft as a passenger. And yeah, I've always said, as soon as we get a Twin Otter in Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm going to recreate the Barra flight, this time in the Twin Otter, because it really is a heck of a flight. So, a few disclaimers. So the product releases on the 19th of January, so it's not released yet for another 11 days. Therefore, this is not a final representation of final products. This is a beta, it's early access, this is not the final products. There may be bugs, there may be issues, there may be problems we come across. For the most part, they should be ironed out by full release. Second disclaimer, the livery is not a default livery. The Loganair livery that I've created is for this flight, so I've spent about 4 or 5 hours in Photoshop and Blender creating livery for this flight because, like I say, for me, first flight has to be a Loganair in the flight to Barra, so this livery is not default. I will upload Flight Simulator 2 on release as a community livery, but the livery is not default, and this is early access, so do be aware there may be some problems. Also, another note, I'm not perfect Twin Otter. There's a few things that I'm still learning the operation-wise of this aircraft. So I'm not perfect. There may be a few, well, there will be a few operational errors. It's just a case of finding my feet, gaining my way around the aircraft, and kind of just getting it from there. So, let's say, very excited for this aircraft today, and hopefully it should be a pretty good flight indeed. So, Glasgow to Barra, flight time today, so it's about 1 hour and 23 minutes. And yeah, for the most part, should be pretty smooth sailing. A little bit windy at the moment, a little bit gusty. That is kind of, well, the usual for this part of Scotland. So, system turbulence, expect a few winds and gusts. But for the most part, yeah, it should be a very exciting flight indeed. So, Twin Otter. In terms of what Aerosoft's got so far, it looks absolutely excellent. I mean, you've got all your detailing, you've got your throttle and prop and fuel at the top of the overhead there, which is just like the real Twin Otter. So it's quite an interesting little setup that. You got your throttle at the top, not at the bottom. You've got your animation, so doors do open and close based on the click points. Same for the rear, so you can open and close the rear stairs. That all moves. You've got your control lock, so you've got system set up. So if I was to move the control lock now, there's your parking brake. Twin Otter control panel, or control console, is, well, yeah, it's definitely not your standard aircraft, this. But the thing about Twin Otter is that it's probably one of the most rugged aircrafts ever produced. It can fly anywhere, it can do anything, it's an absolute beast of an aircraft. Because I've been to Barra, I've been to St Mary's, I've been in storms and winds in aircraft. It is absolutely a joy to be a passenger on. So hopefully during the flight today, so I'm not perfect, but I've got my checklists up and we will be trying this as closely as possible to the real thing. So yeah, let's get this thing going, shall we? So make sure that my throttle is to idle, which, ooh, hang on. How does this inverse? That's idle, that's max. No, sorry, yeah, I'm wrong. So yeah, the reversers are at the top there, so that's your reverse, that's your idle, and that's your full throttle. Yes, got to remember, the Twin Otter, in terms of its actual throttle setup, is inverse to your main aircraft. So that's all set. The fuel is cut and prop to light, that's fine. I'm going to set the external now to battery, and set the DC master to on. And now bring the electrics to life. You're going to set the lights and ice, so we're going to need our anti-collision lights, our position lights, smoking and seatbelts are on. Flight computer, take that, yes. We'll make sure that our de-ice boosts are on auto and fast. We'll sort these anti-ices, so prop de-icing, intake anti-icing. We'll do that when the engines have started. Left side that's fine, and the wing in and out that's fine. In terms of what the aircraft also has, it has a whole set of tests we can go through. So we can test the lighting, which probably makes more sense than IVAO. Test the lighting. You can test the caution lights, which is your ice detection. We can test the fire handles. We can test the. So you can also hide the yoke as well. So you can click on the base there to hide the yoke. We can also test the beta range. Also your throttle setups as well. There's a few things you can play around with, fiddle around with, and just get the aircraft kind of to your own setup. So fuel boosts we can test as well. It's all there for you to click around and play with. So we are going to set the full boost to on, which is going to be this panel here. So just switch here and here. We are going to set the pitot heats again, so I should go back to overheads and set the pitot heats. That comes on. Toast lights not yet. Dome lights don't really need at the moment. It's on the ground. That's all fine. Right, let's up our GPS and let's set our aircraft up. Also PACX. So flying from Glasgow to Barra. We are Loganair 451, cruising altitude 10,000 feet, so not too high today. Flight time put 1 hour and 10 on the clock. Departure in approximately 22 minutes, flying a DHC 6300 with a passenger count of, according to SimBrief, passenger count of 14. There's no Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no boarding music. We have got a safe briefing for Loganair, I believe. Yes, we do. We get no snacks, no meals. It's a bare bones aircraft. Let's get this thing going. Right, let's now look at our GPS. Let's program our flight. So the actual Loganair Twin Otter is all glass cockpit, fancy panel displays. This is an older, kind of more original Twin Otter. In fact, it's very similar to cockpit layout when I flew with the Isle of City Skybus company back in November, I think it was. Because I late October or early November I flew to the Isle of Scilly. So, head over to flight plan, push cursor, and input our first waypoint, which will be our departure of Echo Golf Papa Foxtrots. Which will our flight plan in full as well. Cool, right, so Echo Golf Papa Foxtrots.
Items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you.
Right, so that's Glasgow, enter that. Next, applying our first waypoint, which is Clyde. So CL.
If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated.
Y.
D.
E. Into that. This says a few Clyde waypoints, all using the European Great Britain one, so these are all different locations where Clyde waypoint exists. Into that. From Clyde, we then fly to Finer. So Foxtrot, Yankee, November, Echo, Romeo. There we go, Finer. Insert that. From Finer, we fly to Bruce.
And make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
BRUCE. Yes, this is an older Garmin GNS 530 system. Fiddly little aircraft, fiddly little panel, but very good for low and slow flying. Alright, Bruce, enter that. So we did British Bruce. And then finally, not GeForce just yet, Tirry, which is an airport I've actually been to in real life as well. Flew with Hebridean to get to Tirry. Flew part of the sightseeing flight there as well. I say I love this part of Scotland. It's an absolute beauty to to travel through and to fly over as well. It's an absolute joy. As a passenger, I've done it with. So I've done this region with both Loganair and Twin Otter and the Hebridean Islander. In fact, the Hebridean Islander actually got me to buy the Black Box Islander flight sim Microsoft Flight Sim. It's going to be a Romeo. There we go. So that's it's going to be the VOR point. That one. And finally, destination airport, Echo Golf Papa Romeo. Yeah, so I've been to this part of Scotland a couple of times. I think it's an absolute joy to travel through. If you get an opportunity to go through to the Outer Hebrides, or even just kind of the Argyll and Bute area as well, it's an absolute. It's a trip you'll remember for a long, long time. Worth every penny. Not the cheapest place to go all the flights here and there, but the views you get are some of the best. I'm hoping that I'll have my vlogs out ready soon as well. So I've got someone who's editing those for me at the moment. And if all goes to plan, Romeo, I'll have a couple of vlogs of these flights as well to go. Okay, go Papa Romeo Barra. Cool. So that's the flight complete. If I zoom out, you'll see a little routing set up from Glasgow all the way to Barra. Let us now listen to the ATIS. We have got Tower online, we have got Glasgow Tower, so we'll be saying hello to them very shortly. We'll set up our meter and let's get the aircraft ready to go.
Winds 240 at 11 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers. Temperature 3 degrees Celsius. Altimeter 0988. Winds 240.
Cool, and that's information Charlie active. In terms of initial climb, we'll get out from the tower. I'm expecting runway 23 on the Clyde 3 after departure. Runway 23 is currently active runway. So say hello to the controller and we will get this all cleared. So tune frequency, initial source time to standby. Frequency, where is that again? So I'm still learning the aircraft. There's a few things I'm slowly finding my way around. I'm not perfect, there's a lot of things I need to learn. Worst case scenario, if I can't find the... Okay, we'll just do it from the other client today. So 118.805. Hello there, Glasgow Tower. This standby. Sorry, hang on. I should put all the information on you as well. So, call sign Logan. We are Logan 451.
I don't know if you can hear me. If you can't, you have to read back either in text or in chat. In any way, shape, or form, you do have to read back before you move across the airfield, please.
Logan 451. Sounds like he's just instructing the other pilots. I've not been to Presswick before, alive. Not been there in real life, not been there in sim. I've made myself out at Glasgow Airport International. Right, so stand 1 Alpha, information Charlie, type DHC6. Hello there, Glasgow Tower. This is Logan 451, stand 1 Alpha, information Charlie. Requesting clearance to Barra.
Logan 451, Glasgow Tower, today you are cleared to Barra on the Clyde 3 Alpha departure to squawk 4412.
Logan 451, cleared to destination Barra via the Clyde 3 Alpha departure, squawking 4412.
Loganair 451, repeat that correct.
Right, so 4412. Just plugging our departure. If I remember how this works, I need to go to menu. Not menu. Change fields, enter. So I'm not great at this. Menu. Here we go. Right. So menu. I then need to scroll down to set departure. Enter. Clyde 3 Alpha 123. Perfect. There we go. Enter. So user. Go back to the map, which is clicking that button. If I zoom out now, yes, departure set. Everyone's on the Clyde 3 Alpha on to the route. If you look at Volanta, it does confirm that is the correct flight path. So fly south west, Seaton, turn right, and by Greenlock will be beat Greenlock back at Clyde. So that's departure set. We are good to go. Set our CDI, so make sure I set it to GPS. Therefore, we follow the GPS systems. We'll have the nav active. Autopilot's down here, so that is fine. initial climb for the Clydes. Let's grab that on the old charts. So initial climb today is going to be SID, Clyde 3 Alpha. Transition will be 6,000 and initial climb will be 6,000 as well. So set 6,000 onto the altitude. And at this point we are now ready for engine startup. So we'll close the doors. Barra for the most part be a visual approach. Adam, yes, Barra will be a visual approach. There's no RNAVs, no runway guidance, it's just you fly in, hope for the best. Also, we get to fly over the airport and then spot if the runway is actually visible as well. Because with Barra, because it's on a beach, your runway availability depends on the tides. If the water's up, there's no runway. Water's down, runway's available. Right, so we're going to activate the position lights. Yes, yeah, position lights, that's on, that's fine. Ready for engine startup. We check around, there are no issues yet, no one's around us, we are good to go. So, we will go back to our checklist. What I'm going to do is we set the PA heat, set the GPS and DDI as active. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the prop out of the lowest position into their bare minimum. Back to the overhead panel over here. And we're going to start engine number 2, right engine. So, start switch goes to the right. Going to watch the gas gem. Wait, that's about 12. And that's on 12. Going to move the fuel lever to the open position. Yes, this is UK2000 Glasgow New Bricks. This is UK2000 Glasgow.
Gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important case demonstration.
Right, actually, whoops, I forgot to do that. Loganair 451, ready for engine start. Well, I never actually requested it from the ATC. Clear push start, face north for Logan 451. Cool, right, well, I've done that a bit too early there, but hey ho. So, there's no need for pushback target because the Twin Otter can reverse. Yes, it's one of the few aircraft that you can use reverse thrust on the ground to get yourself to position. So we'll start the right engine, that's fine. And that starts the left engine. Watch the gas gem. That hits 12. And the fuel flow we can open. Oops. The right angle for it. There we go, that's more like it. Did not just yes, some jumbos did use it as well. So depending on the aircraft, especially more so some of the older aircraft, you could push back on the ground. More modern aircraft, because of the power of the engines, it's a case of make sure the aircraft's actually capable of doing so. Looking good. We are going to increase the prop. Make sure that both. Whoops. Yeah, so get the angles right for that. So increase the prop. Make sure they're both to max, ready for takeoff. We're going to increase throttle. I'm going to push the. Go to normal. Push the gas up to about 70. So push the throttle up with the gas gen to about 70%. There are a few moments. Make sure the engines are all started and running warm. Got permission for pushback all set, which is fine. We are going to set the window heat to on. Back to the panel, make sure that the anti-ice is set for prop, intake, and that is fine. Set the heaters to automatic. We'll do a manual warm control just for the sake of getting the aircraft nice and warm. Strobe lights went to the runway, that's fine. And flaps lower down to 10 degrees. And the flaps are up here. Full throttle. So release the parking brake. Let's push the aircraft back. That's a stand. that'll do. Not perfect, could have been a bit smoother, but that will do for me. Right, let us now request taxi intentions. Glasgow Tower, Logan 451 is ready to taxi runway 23.
Logan 451 taxi via Kilo and Alpha holding for Alpha 1 runway 23.
Alright, ground charts up. Taxi via Kilo and Alpha to hold runway 23, Logan 451. Right. Parking brake released. Taxi lights we shall set. Just gonna make my way to the runway. Now you can definitely feel the prop drifts in the aircraft. The two props in the on Twotter, very powerful Rolls-Royce engines here. So the Rolls-Royce, no, they're Pratt & Whitneys, aren't they? Actually, it's Pratt & Whitneys. Actually, ignore me. Yeah, Pratt & Whitney. Sorry. Very powerful engines. Helps with the climb performance of the aircraft. So you do really feel the prop drifts. Setting while taxiing, definitely while taking off. So rudder, very much key on the ground aircrafts. I tell you, Tokyo Drift and do that pushback. Push it like near 320. So it makes for easier operation, that's for sure. No stress on the ground. You just stick the throttle in reverse and off you go. Take the Uranus propeller. So on my two flights, on the outbound flight, I sat in this seat, which is behind the wing and looking out to the ground below. On the return flight back to Glasgow, I sat on this seat, which was by the propeller. And let me tell you, the seat by the propeller makes no difference. The aircraft's fairly well insulated for sound. And yeah, again, you just you feel everything: the turbulence, the engine vibrations, the bumps, everything you feel. It's a fantastic aircraft. Absolutely adore this thing. Cam there, thank you for £2. London Streams, thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words. Glad you're watching, dude. Always appreciated. Thank you very much. Does not have parking sensors? I don't think it does, Lewis. The last Twin Otter, I believe, was built in 1984, so they have been out of they've been out of active construction for several years now. But the majority of them do still fly in fairly regular operation. Nice flight to look like. That's one of the plans, bus driver. I'm hoping if it goes to plan, and if this flight goes successful, Wednesday maybe a Lukla day. Catman needs to look. That's about a 45-minute flight, but as you know, Lukla, not exactly the. It's not all fun and games flying to there, so definitely have a chance to really push ourselves for that. Oh, so yeah, in terms of nose wheel steering, this little lever just on the back of the yoke there, it's an absolute... I mean, seriously, this thing is just metal on top of metal that just looks like an aeroplane. If you have a chance to fly Twin Otter, take it. You will love every bit of it. My hair's a mess. Wearing a hat all day today at work.
Logan 451 is your lucky day. You're going to even line up via Bravo 1, the runway is Loganair at Glasgow. You are cleared for takeoff runway 23. The wind is 240 at 11 knots. Enjoy your flight.
Enter runway 23 via Bravo 1, where we are clear for takeoff, Logan 451. Thank you very much. Right, so we've given a slightly earlier entry point, given that again, Twin Otter, you don't need any runway to take off. And again, I've done this flight in real life, and sitting this close to the ground in an airplane at an international airport, behind a couple of, what was it behind? I think it was behind a Ryanair 737. Again, it's just it's a whole different experience. Almost like when I flew the MB 145 out of Heathrow. That's again a very low aircraft, surrounded by 777s and A330s. Right, so I'm going to make sure my transponder is active. That goes to on. Idents. What was done there? Not something by accidents. You know what it is. Sound like flaps to me. No flaps to 10. Alright, so set the strobe lights to on. Landing lights to on. Right, let's do it, shall we? So just watching the engine RPM increase, torque force looking good. Use the brakes. Let's get going. Speed live, 80 knots. 100 knots, rotates. Flight time about an hour and 10 minutes, Thomas. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Style aircraft at live. Don't need any wrong with this. It's all style. Right. So climb me out, that's fine. We will set the altitude. So autopilot active, altitude sets.
Logan, 4.5 sadly there's no further agency available.
Monster Unicom 120 late for Logan 451. Thank you very much, take care, and have a good evening. Bye bye. Right, so 1,700 sets. That will set to altitude, that's fine. Set the aircraft over to nav. So we should now follow flight 3 departure, which is sets for us there. The aircraft's
and all stations at
is on
Glasgow,
GPS, that's
after all
fine.
that action at Glasgow Tower is going offline in about 2 minutes.
Off Unicom 122800. So what happened now? The aircraft will continue to climb to 6,000 feet. We should get an altitude alarm that will tell us that we're approaching the altitude sets. And then the out plug will turn automatically as the aircraft then levels off at our selected altitude 6,000. No, so this aircraft will not be free. I must admit, I'm not too sure what the pricing will be from Aerosoft, but this will be payable aircrafts that are released on the Aerosoft website and potentially marketplace as well. I need to double check on that. 30 euros, thank you very much, Charlie. 30 euros will cost. So approaching the first waypoint of Xeton, we should make a right hand turn, which brings us towards Clyde. If all goes to plan, as we got on, so we're on GPS mode, nav mode is active, the aircraft should raise in that. We'll increase the altitude to 10,000 feet, our cruise, since there's no AC to go any further from that, which will also go up. I mean, I'm looking down right now. This is what I was looking out the window when I flew to flew on this flight myself. It really is a special aircraft. This again, disclaimer: so this is not final products. There's still errors and bugs and things that we fixed. This is not a default livery. This is a livery that I put together myself, just because I flew this in real life, so I had to do it myself. So this will go on Flights Not 2 as soon as the aircraft releases. Delta is going to do some final touches and all that. But yeah, for the most part, this is an accurate Twin Otter, releasing by Aerosoft. So same people who do the CRJ are doing this, and just overall very, very excited to look at it in the old water flight sim. Passing through 6,000 feet, altimeter set to standard, which is 1013. Remember, there's no modern standard button. So 2992, 1013, altimeter set standard. Then Barra, of course, is the beach airport, where we'll do a circle to land. So we'll fly over the airport, do a visual inspection of the runway. If we're happy with the condition, we'll bring the aircraft in and bring it to land. So So I'm trying to make this as accurate as possible to the flight I did back in September. Of course, if there's any questions about the aircraft, then do give us a shout in chat. Any questions, anything you want to know about it, let me know, and I'll explain as much as I can about it as well. How do you land there? So, there's no runway markings live. It's just a case of the runway, whether the beach exists or not. There are a few marking stones that kind of points the vague direction of the runway, but in reality, the runway is just wherever on the beach you can find a safe place to land. Kind of bus drive. So yeah, Barra is the beach airport that FlyLive used to fly to. FlyLive didn't technically fly there. Loganair did. So what Loganair have done over the years is decorated aircrafts kind of in different. So let me have a look through the history of the Loganair liveries. So this here is the original livery that Loganair operated with on the Twin Otter. So this is the original Twin Otter livery when they first introduced the aircraft to fleets. Then after that, Loganair did a deal with FlyLive to then paint the aircraft in FlyLive colours. So this is what the aircraft looks like. It's a FlyLive Twin Otter, but operated by Loganair. After FlyLive, we then had standard Loganair colours, so that will be this. So this became then the Loganair Twin Otter, just standard Loganair colours and just, you know, aeroplane. Then Loganair had a deal with British Airways and painted the aircraft in British Airways colours. So Barra, you see these. I mean, I'm not saying helco there, for over a kilo. So they painted it into British Airways colours. This lasted for 3 years, and then I think it was about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, just kind of around COVID time, the deal between British Airways and Loganair, I think it still kind of exists. You can still coach it, you can still do a connection ticket on British Airways website, that kind of stuff, but the actual livery then dropped. Now, without going into too many technical details, the British and the Scottish, depends where in Scotland you go, are not always the best of friends. And a lot of Scottish people did not like the fact that Loganair was painted in British Airways colours. So, to compensate for it, what they did was they went and painted the Scottish standard, the old flag, onto the Twin Otter. So this is what it looks like now to this day. That's what it's flying right now. To replace British Airways, they went for this, which is the Scottish flag on the tail, Scottish blue all around, and that's what it gets today, which will presumably be the livery that sits to aircraft for the next couple of years. So it may go back to standard Loganair, it may stay with this forever. Time will go from there. But this is the Loganair Twin Otter as it looks right now. In terms of frame rate, seems not looking too bad at the moment. Running at a more than stable. Well, I'm limited to 30 FPS, but without the FPS limit up, we can about do 40-50. So Scottish flag one goes to Barra and Glasgow, and not Edinburgh. I didn't even realise Twin Otters did Edinburgh EasyJets, because I know that this aircraft operates Glasgow to Barra and Glasgow to, I think it's Cole in the Outer Hebrides. So it's Cole that sees aircraft as well. Maybe Cole, maybe another island, but I know they do two. They do two routes out of Glasgow. Where's Ben Nevis? Ben Nevis isn't actually too far. It'll be slightly north to us, our position when we fly. We fly over Oban, which is just south of Fort William, and Fort William kind of being the city nearest to Ben Nevis. So, in terms of our routing, we are. Okay, no, actually, we're a bit further. So, this is Oban. This is where I did the flights in the island. In fact, in flights. So, if I zoom out to normal map, see the little triangle there of Oban. So, there's Oban. Fort William a bit further north, and then Ben Nevis is about here. So, we may spot it out the window. It's not going to be the clearest view in the world, but it will be kind of just to our right hand side when we do flight. Twin Otter, oh, that's a difficult one. Because it's not because I've also done one other aircraft. I've done the there's 3 aircraft I've been on. There's 3 like small aircraft. I've done 4. So in terms of small aircraft, I've flown as a passenger in the UK. I've done the Islander, Twin Otter. I've also done the Drawyah 228, and I've also done the Jetstream 41. So I've done 4 little prop aircraft in the UK. In fact, let me find my own photos for those strips. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get my own photos up and running. So I do Barra, which is my flight in the Twotter. I've done Cardiff Airport, that was in the Jetstream. I've done Cardiff, Barra, Oban, although mess photos at Isla. And finally, I've done the Drawyah, which is Alderney Airport. So, I have flown in chronological order. So, I flew the Islander with Hebridean. This was taken at Isla Airport. Then I've flown the Drawyah 228 with Arini, which is the German style aircraft. Then you've got the Loganair Twotter, which I'm flying right now. This is De Havilland Viking, so this has been Canadian. This aircraft is Canadian. And then also flown this, the Jetstream 41. This was with Eastern Airways, which there aren't too many of these left anymore actually, but they do stick strong kind of towards the north and western England and Wales of course as well. So yeah, done the Islander, done the Drawyah, done the Twotter, and done the Jetstream. What are some of my favourite aircraft out of this lot would be? It is difficult to say because they all have their ups and their downs. So the Islander is very comfortable flying because it's 2x2 seating and no island middle. You enter through the side, sit down, and you get a good seat. You've got great views and a cockpit just in front of you as well. So Islander, very good to fly. Negative of the Islander would probably be, I don't know. Again, the Islander's a very all-round aircraft. I mean, the range isn't great in the Islander, but it's not really built for its range. It's quite a loud aircraft because it's 2 propellers and very little soundproofing. It's quite a loud airplane, so you need to wear your earplugs to not damage your hearing. So I think noise pollution is one of the negatives of the Islander. The Drawyah, very comfortable as a passenger, but the cabin is tiny. There's no real arm room, there's no height to the cabin, so when you walk in you have to crouch down or you're going to bump your head. There's no real room to manoeuvre inside the cabin of the Drawyah. The Twin Otter, this is very comfortable. I mean, as a passenger you sit down, the seats are fantastic, it's comfortable, it has plenty of headroom, you can navigate around without any problems. And to be fair, I can't point next to the Twin Otter, it just is a great aircraft overall. And then the Jetstream, yeah, once again, it's just a very comfortable, spacious cabin, but the Jetstream isn't the sole aircraft, it's kind of a slightly different market for regional prop aircraft. I'd say out of the 3 kind of small sole aircraft, Twin Otter, this one, is by far my favourites. This costs €30, flight fan, so it costs €30. We have it 10,000, so I'll just drop the taxi and landing lights. Seatbelt sign will not come off in this flight, passengers will be sitting down for the entirety of its duration. That's all off. See the trim action very much in play there as the aircraft keeps itself flying steady. The cruise at 10,000 feet. And what I will do is I will feather the prop slightly, just bring it down a touch. Don't also overpower the aircraft too much. That'll do. So it's £30. It comes with several versions. So you've got both the Twin Otter 100 and 300 models. And then they all come with a version with skis, with floats, with passengers, with skydiving equipment. There's about we'll go through the menu at the end of the stream, but in fact I'm going to trick it from the files now. Games, flight sim, community, Aerosoft, Aerosoft Twin Otter. So it's cool. So it comes with a Drawyah 228 with floats, so you can land on water. A Drawyah 228, a Twin Otter 100 with float, so you can land on water. A Twin Otter 100 with wheels and cargo, so standard cargo aircraft operation. Twin Otter 100 with passenger wheels, so wheels and passenger seats in the back. A 300 amphibian, so again aircraft that fly on the water, passenger version. You've got floats. So if I remember correctly, the amphibian is just is a water only aircraft. Floats have floats that can raise and lower, so that the aircraft to fly both on land and water. So you've got passenger floats and passenger floats short nose. So you've got two nose versions. You've got this nose which I've got is a long nose. So you've got this over the front, and a short nose variant which kind of curves half that size. And mainly used for that visibility and when you're flying. As well as that, you've got your skis, so you can fly in the snow, so Antarctica. So if you go British Avgeek, he did a flight in Antarctica recently. He used the skis version of the aircraft. Tundra, which again is designed for it's got thick landing gear for rocky and uneven terrain. You've got your standard wheels as well, so you've got your cargo options, you've got your parachute options, so you can open the large door at the side and let passengers jump off the aircraft. And then you've got the aircraft flying right now, which is the passenger variant wheels as well. So you've got a fair few variants of the aircrafts, 13 in total. That's your $30, 30 euros. So you're getting your money's worth of this. You are getting your money's worth. Just remember your throttle a tad bit as well. Don't go too much power. Prop lever. So what prop does, man, is it turns the propeller blade so it faces the wind at slightly different angles. So for this is your propeller. This is kind of positioned so it's flat against the wind, so airflow hits the propeller. As it spins, it forces the air behind it, and that's what creates the thrust. Now, depending on the angle of the blade, you can change both the efficiency of your engine and the power output as well. So to feather the engine, you essentially twist the propeller blade so the air hits at a slightly different angle. At lower thrust, it's a slightly more efficient engine, but you do lose power at the same time. So you do need to feather your prop using the prop levers here. So essentially you just change the angle of the blades, change the airflow, change the angle of the prop blade, change the airflow around the propeller, and just kind of make the flight a little more efficient as a result. That was a terrible explanation. I hope you have a basic understanding. I'm more of a jet person than a prop plane, but for something like this, I love the Twin Otter. When does it come out? It comes out on 19th of January, Robert. 19th January. How am I finding it, Flight Fan? I think it's great so far. I mean, it's not, like I say, it's not a complete model yet. There is still more work to be done. But even then, what I'm looking at right now is as close to a complete aircraft as you're going to get. Another 9 days of development. Released on the 19th, 30 euros. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't know Inside Game, I'm afraid, Commander. Not a name I recognise. Andrew, restarted watching your content and really love it because you're into aviation, enjoying content. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much. Thank you for kind words. Glad you're enjoying the watch. Yes, change the angle of attack. That's pretty much what I was trying to say in about 4 words. Change the angle of attack. Jack, so you love the Islander and Twin Otter, but Islanders are built at Glasgow Airport. Yeah, because they're built out in a... It's a stand down on the Isle of Wight, Twin Otters. Not Twin Otters, Islanders are made at. I'm sure it's the Isle of Wight. Shift Flight 747 is approved a lot. I do hope to soon alive. The next long haul flight I do will be in the 747, just to find the time to do it. But yes, next long haul will be in 747. Looks fantastic, the BN2. I mean, the BN2 from Black Box. Ooh, hang on, that's icing on the windshield there. I've turned on the anti-icing when the heats are active, but ice is definitely forming. You see the ice forming the windshield there? Same for passenger, the other ice forming the windshield. Now that happened in real life. Winds did form, ice did form the windshield in real life. Now I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but I mean my de-ice are active. Auto de-icing is set for fast de-ice. You've got the window heats active. That's your wiper. Very smooth operation. Also goes too fast. Just park it. I don't know if I set something up wrong, but I suddenly see now the ice has just disappeared. Ice is gone, so I don't know if I just reset it or not, but ice, it does form, does break away. Cloud will play a big part in that. It's Sidon, sorry, yes. Sidon they're built. There's a whole... There's a lot to learn to it, especially with the icing conditions. Flat like an Alaska or Lukla, where the icing and the wind conditions can get very difficult. There's a lot for you to manage in this aircraft. Because of your birthday, very nice Andrew, happy birthday. What do you think of Microsoft Flight Sim Physics? Not perfect, Martin, but not terrible. Sadly not quite as hands-on as X-Plane. X-Plane feels fantastic dynamics-wise. But Microsoft Flight Sim platform, it's not bad. It's a mix of data tables and some wind simulation, especially around mountains and updrafts, but it's not terrible. You do get a feeling of flying an aircraft with this sim. Certainly enough to keep you going. They shot a few screenshots onto the odd Volanta. Yeah, so one bug, for example, you can see the landing lights going the wrong way around. So that's in the off position. Lights inactive. Flick it to landing light position, lights now turned off. So that is one small bug of the aircraft, so that will be now down to Aerosoft to fix. But even then, well, at this stage the aircraft's now kind of in its final tests, final tweaks, final fixes. And very soon we will have a full aircraft for us to enjoy. Route today, Andrew, we are flying from Glasgow to Barra. Glasgow to Barra today. So landing on the famous beach airports, landing on the sands today. An hour and 10 minutes from start to finish. Tomorrow, I'll then maybe fly the CRJ for a flight, and then on Wednesday, try and do a Kathmandu to Lukla. Because like I say, I always said, if I ever get a Drawyah 228 or a Twin Otter Microsoft Flight Sim, then the only flight we can do really is Lukla, because that is the flight you do in the Sol aircrafts. So start with Kathmandu. I'll try to do a livery for it as well, one of the local airlines. And again, if all goes to plan, I'll have a livery ready to go upload this Flight Spot 2 on the release date. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun hopefully. On the old Volanta. Just a few screenshots now appearing for the trip. It says departure out of Glasgow, very nice. Climbing. There's us over the what lake is that? That is, never remember the name of this lake. Garlock, that's the one. Garlock. So here's the climb out, and then there's the screenshot just going out. Again, I have that, so very good talk. So we are now just about to hit the Atlantic, or the North Sea. Oban is just to our north at this point. Very shortly, flying overhead to the Isle of Moore. Tirry, not too far ahead of us either. Making good progress so far, in fact, it's a lot better than I thought we would be doing. Can't fault that at all. Thank you, Stranshu. Love from India, love from the UK. Just watching Sydney's Brisbane video. Actually flying a route Jetstar on Thursday. Very nice. Brisbane's, that's quite an odd one, Sydney to Brisbane. That was in the Jetstar, wasn't it? Jetstar 320. So I fly with glides and Microsoft Flight Sim, love it. Hope better than you fly a real one. Oh, your flight glides are you have geek? Very nice. Do enjoy it. Massive thanks to Aerosoft for giving us a chance to preview the Twin Otter Elite. I think it's fantastic. I really do. So the only bug I've seen so far is that landing light switch being the wrong way around. Apart from that, everything else seems to be pretty much in tip-top working order. So now the Bruce waypoint, if we zoom out on the map slightly, see our progress so far. We are 40% of the way there as well, so making progress nearly at the halfway mark. But it's landing at Barra, which is where things get really interesting. And got a TCA yoke from Boeing. Boeing TCA yoke, very nice, very nice. I hope to get one of them myself at some point. Not the cheapest bit of hardware, but the reviews I've seen so far, very, very good indeed. So fingers crossed, we'll get our hands on at some point in the not too distant future. Also, I've noticed the ETA hasn't actually appeared on the screen because that doesn't. Well, so ETA on FlyLive doesn't appear until you cross 10,000 feet. You can change that yourself manually. In fact, let me Do that now. So change that to 5,000 feet. There we go. Yeah, there we go, that should change now, so hopefully work in the future as well. Because yeah, by default that sets 10,000 feet, so I've just done 5,000, makes it a bit easier for me. Flying Aerosoft 152, very nice clock, do enjoy that too. I've done gliders myself, so I've done the Grob 3, I think it was. I've done Icarus C42 flying, I've done the Fly Design CTSW, some very good little nimble aircraft those. So have a look at our passengers while we're at it too. Yeah, there's our pilots. So I had to do a seat map for the Twin Otter, and you had to take a flight attendant seat somewhere, so yeah, I've just stuck in the place of the pilots. In reality, the pilots don't walk up and down the cabin of the aircraft, it's just how it is for the sake of the visual. Aaron Oliver, Les Robinson, Denzel Thompson, Marissa Atkinson, Denzi Dixon, Simon Price, Albert Moore, Denzi Patel, Tracy Harvey, Jane Hamilton, Tony Porter, Frank Davis, Sandra Barnes and Jerry Carter passenger on our flight today. A couple of seats lost around, for the most part not a bad passenger capacity load. It's like a it's like a Sky minibus. Well, that's a caravan club. The Cessna Caravan's you blimmin', well, it's a caravan minibus, but yeah, it's a fun little aircraft to Twotter. Again, if you get a chance to fly as a passenger, then do take it, because it's quite the experience. Quite the experience. Oops, wrong button. Quite the experience. What about new challenger for X-Men 11? I'm looking at it actually. It looks gorgeous. Price ain't cheap. Even for me, it's not cheap. I want to have a look at it, but I'd need to wait for the next YouTube kind of income to arrive, and then kind of see where I go from there with its add-on collection and all that stuff. But it's not the cheapest add-on in the world. Does look gorgeous. Does look gorgeous. I mean, gives you the opportunity to have walk-arounds, head inside the terminal, view all your systems set up, and that kind of stuff. It's a gorgeous add-on. They've done a great old job on that. Just be aware. Does cost a dear to get that realism in the sim. Where I'm in London, chasing people in the chasing people in TCAS R8 works very nice. Yes, so the transponder, sorry, the TCAS system, the climb and descent response, does now work in the flyby. So yeah, so that's the camera use. I've got left seat, right seat, overhead, GoPro, GPS, passenger left, passenger right, passenger rear, and kind of seat external views as well. I've got this up for the aircraft. What was I going to say? Yeah, built for the A320X. It's yeah, the climb descent, absolutely fantastic. I got an early access to that for the Rovaniemi flights with the Christmas IVAO event. The return trip back down to Helsinki came in use when the aircraft actually had to descend due to crossing traffic. Yeah, so that's in sim time there mode. So it's, in reality, it's the middle of the night in Scotland, but because it's the first flight looking at a new aircraft, I've set to daytime, and then the Zulu time is as well. So that's just sim time. Yes, so DC Designs are doing the Concorde, and they're looking at either release in February or March. If they do it, then it'll be fantastic. Another jetliner for us to look at, and they're quite fun one as well, the Concorde. We'll see how it kind of works around the PNDG release as well, but the Concorde is an aircraft that I will pick up as soon as it releases. Learn the basics, learn the systems, and then kind of go from there. Also, if all goes to plan, I will have a tutorial for the Twin Otter ready to go on release day. So I'm going to do the takeoff and landing tutorial all in one go. So there's no real need to separate takeoff and landing because it's quite a simple aircraft that operates the Twin Otter. So I'll do it all in one go on a flight from Land's End to Island City because that's just a short flight to do it on. Cruising in with 5,000 feet, so a short flight, very quick, and just enough to learn the basics of it. So yeah, if all goes to plan, that'll be ready before release date, just to get myself a couple of hours to sit down and actually record it. Looking away got quiet a short while ago, and I paused to give a heart attack, whoops. how I got this handler. Welcome channel with chats. I swear, living next to Glasgow, I saw a what, Ross? What did you see? Quite a PMDG release, going to be game changer. Absolutely, Jack. When PMDG release its 10.3.7, it will be a massive game changer for Microsoft Flight Sim. Something that we're all very much waiting to get our hands on. Twins and small. It's not particularly complicated, Marco. It's just, again, with all new aircraft, it does take a moment to kind of learn the basic systems. It's not particularly complicated. It's quite a straightforward setup. So I say, hopefully my tutorial will be able to a bit of detail with the operation of the aircraft. Because even right now, I'm don't make mistakes here and there. It's my first proper flight in Twin Otter, so I downloaded it. The first thing I did was make delivery, which does take a bit of time, but that was all done yesterday. Then today I just made a final touch of delivery, and then went through the whole startup and shutdown process. And kind of went on from there. So I've got all the basics learned. Hopefully, I now know enough to finish up the whole flight. I guess we'll never know what Ross saw there. I guess we'll never know. He saw a UFO, I reckon. Yes, again, PMD 7, because sadly the pinpoints, I'm gutted by that whole thing, but the pinpoints in 777 has been cancelled. It's a shame, because that was an aircraft I've really promoted during the whole Captain Sim saga. And, well, there was an issue with one of the developers, who, I don't know the backstory behind it, but essentially they've locked out the model access for the freeware, and then quit the project. So, as a result, they've essentially just blocked Pinpoint from actually using the 777 mod as a whole. Very annoyed by that, but sadly, with any freeware development cycle, there will be losses, and unfortunately Pinpoint was the latest loss. Local airport, Jamie, well, my local international airport would be Heathrow. My nearest international airport would be Heathrow. I live in London, so... next new most likely 737, the Concorde, the Phoenix 20, the Twotter, and much more. Absolutely, yeah, Jack. Twin Otter, in fact, less than 2 weeks away now. Again, January 19th is the expected arrival date. One developer got bought by a serious company. There you go. It is a shame, but that's the way of life. I just love the details this aircraft has. So if we put ourselves in the passenger seat, so again, this is the seat I was in when I flew to Barra in September. This was the seat. So I was at the back of the aircraft, behind the wing, single seat. So I wasn't next to anyone or anything like that. It was just nice, relaxed. There was a guy sitting to my left. Whoops, there's a guy sitting right there, and then of course the passengers' seats are all kind of full in front. It's just, it is a beauty. It really is a beauty. I'm alright, Sithra, I'm alright. How are you doing? Well, channel, welcome to chats. Do I do plenty of plane spotting? I don't do plane spotting too often, Jamie, but I did go Heathrow Middle Avenue on... What did I go? On Tuesday. I went out Heathrow to do some plane spotting. Went out with a mate of mine. So I'm not one to normally go plane spotting, but we looked at flight radar. We realised we can get to Heathrow in about 40 minutes. And they've rated you in an hour. So we went to Heathrow, and then, in fact, let me try and see if I can find the, well, I've got the video of the A380 landing, so my plane spotting on, I'll try and get the videos, I'll try and make sure I don't end up showing my friends details all over the internet. So here is the, well, here's the British Airways A320. Spotted the British Airways, what do you call it? The British Airways Better World livery. So that came into land. Guys, let me say one word in the video. Not one word, it's Better World. One word, 747 livery. So saw that. else have I got on here? I've got... Sorry, Uzbekistan 787. That was a new one for me. I wonder if which one was this? There you go. It's Uzbekistan 787. Saw an Turkish Airlines A330. That one had great engine sounds to it, as the wind cycling up on the short fireman's flares the engines up. Okay, Turkish Airlines livery I quite like with the tulip on the rear. Very nice livery. Also, it's quite a fast approach. But the Pied de Resistance, the main event for this one, let's do this. That'll be me one day when the flyby releases. That'll be me. Yeah, it was a good day. That I can't fault it. That was Tuesday. What were these films? These were Myrtle Avenue at Heathrow Airport in Canada. So when Heathrow has runway landings on 27 left, Myrtle Avenue is a road just in front of the runway, which anyone can go to and just watch airplanes land at. Myrtle Avenue. If you're ever in London, if the runway's correct for landing, I mean you could look at 09 right takeoffs as well, but it's better for landing 27 left. And you do get some really good views from out there. Yes, I'm well aware of the British Airways 350 tail strike the other day. It's not the first time it's a tail strike the 350. I remember they struck the original one they had as well, the 350-1000, when they first out on its first. Actually, it was like it was one of the very first testing flights. They just tail struck it. Right, we're now approaching Tiri. Is nice. This is a Twin Otter, Levi. This is the Aerosoft Twin Otter. Also, I hope people at Barra are actually doing alright at the moment. So I remember a couple of weeks ago, the island got hit by a very bad windstorm. Took out the power for most of the islands. We tried quite a couple of homes as well. So I hope now they're doing alright at the moment. So hopefully repairs have taken place and life has kind of resumed a bit more than it had been the last couple of weeks. Lovely place, Barra. Spent 3 days there, 2 nights. Yeah, spent 2 nights there, 3 days. Went up Hevel, which is the highest point of the island. Perhaps I'll get some photos of that as well. Also, let me get some photos prepared for the landing at Barra. So I'll get some kind of preview going for what will be the vlog later on when that gets uploaded. Let's then go through the photos to get the right ones. So this was landing at Barra. no real runway. Beach is still kind of submerged, some water left on the ground. Flight's cheap. It's a fixed £80, I believe, Jamie. £80 one way. So you can fly one way, take the boats back. It's a fixed price. It doesn't go up and go down. It's public service routes. There's the sand being kicked up by the wheels there. Let me see if I got a video of the landing as well. So yeah, the second aircraft landed shortly afterwards. And as it's taking off, so it's kind of behind the sandbag. There you go, behind the sandbag at the moment. Yes, sand does make for a much quicker stop, Adam. It's more resistance to the ground. As a result, aircraft stops pretty much on 2 So as it's taking off. Then the second landing. Phil and Twotter loved it. Very nice, Marco. What route did you go on? What route were you finding yourself on? Is there much to do there? No, not really. You just climb hills all day. If you like walking, great place to walk. If you don't like walking, then well, steady B&B, I guess. There's the terminal building. So yeah, that's a few videos from Barra. And then, like I say, in terms of actually what you do there, you just do a lot of walking. So there you go, that's me at the top of IVAO, which is the highest point of the island. So it's a hill that it's the third highest in the entire of the Outer Hebrides. I keep saying Hebrides, Outer Hebrides, and towards point of the island. So that's the actual town itself of what's the name of this town again? That is Castle Bay. Yes, that's Castle Bay. That's the main town of the island. As you can see, it's just very sparse. There's the old Calmac ferry, the Caledonia McBride. What's the terminal building like? Do I get any photos of the terminal building? I don't remember. Do I show terminal? Okay, yeah, the video is recorded upside down, so I need to edit it later on into the vlog. So apologies for it being upside down, but essentially, yeah, it's just a couple of benches, a few chairs, and a few posters and pictures of the airport's nice birds on the wall there. So it's a very simple little terminal building. So hopefully, when I get the vlog uploaded, I'll drop a few links to it in the chat as well. So nice little airport, that's nice little airports. Yes, I am English Superfly. Where am I flying today? I'm with Loganair, Andrew. Loganair. Right, we now need to think about descent, because that in front of us is a set of islands. So what I'm going to do, I wish I knew how many miles I would have to go. It's one thing I don't know. There you go. ET 8 minutes, 23 nautical miles. Okay, we're descending. So let's lower the altitude to about 2,000 feet. We'll send that at a rate of 1,000 feet per minute. So yeah, we've got 8 or so minutes to go.
We have begun our final descent.
That'll do.
For destination. Flight attendants will be passed to establish flight extract one final time. Please ensure you reach full episodes and the full upright position. Please also report any carry-on items either
For half an hour to expect arrivals, making us a very good time as well. That's one pub and shop. So I've done a few. So there are a few bed and breakfasts, Jamie. The place I stayed at, I'll give them a shout out because they're absolutely fantastic. Lovely little place. So I stayed at. Let's grab the Ultra and Kayak. Right, so I stayed at the Junard Hostel and Lodge. Junard Hostel and Lodge. Very nice place. Adorable little cats. Yeah, all self-catering, all very good. So, stayed at Junard. There is a pub. There's a Chinese restaurant. There is a co-op, so there is a supermarket for you to do shopping at. Also, there's a local Iron Village store. And like I say, if you do ever go, then make sure you like walking, because there is a lot of places to walk, a lot of views, a lot of places to see and do. This was done with Blender, Adam. So this is my very first ever Blender delivery, because I've never done Blender deliveries before. So I had to learn that process yesterday. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Some models are easier to do than others. This was this was about 3 or 4 steps, but it's not impossible. But yeah, this was done with Blender, and then I used the good old method, just kind of touch it up. So fix any errors, fix any bugs, and just make it a little bit smoother. Increase our descent rates to about that's about 1,000. Descent rates. Pain this. I'm not perfect with Twotter operation. There's a lot that I still need to learn. Right, 1,000 as a descent rate of 1,200. So increase the rate so it'll be more. Can you link a map of where you're going? Oh, sorry, I never shared the link, did I? Sorry, that's my fault. There you go. That's our map. No problem, Femi. Sorry about that. Walk a few pints, sounds good, followed by Chinese. Pretty much. Or go to co-op, place of PACX and drink your way overnight. You're excited for landing. I'm very excited for it too, Superfly. Like I say, this is what I've done in real life as a passenger, and so now I get more of a front row view of the sort of heights we're looking at. File. So, in terms of the approaching, we are looking at runway 25 today. So, if I set up the flight plan, menu, set approach. Arrival, enter that. Yeah, absolutely no guidance to this airport. It's just all visual approach to flying. I can get a runway set for it. Right, hang on. Let me look at the Navigraph charts. So, charts list, approach runway 25. There's the airport, so we can head up to Papa Romeo 251. Yeah, look at the. Go back. Flight plan menu. So let's set approach. So set the approach on the arrival. Enter. There you go. INAV 25 transition. Didmo. Transition will be. Rilgu. Enter. And. Oops, go back. Hang on, so still learning, sorry. Right, set approach, enter. That's correct. Activate that. fact, I tell you what, we'll break away from the navigation there. We'll do it all by hand now. So turn. We'll set this to north. That's fine. So nav off. Heading sets. Set heading of 3-3. Increase our set rate, so we get that to about 400%. So heading for 300. There we go, now approaching 1,000 feet. Down 10 degrees. Yeah, not my smoothest of of operation there. I wouldn't say we're too badly low alive. At this point we are now approaching our destination anyway, so it would be nice and low to get ourselves ready to make our approach. Got to remember, any talented aircraft this. Twotter is designed for low and slow. Should let the landing lights active. There's our taxi lights. Welcome Aussie, how you doing? Welcome channel, on chat, how are you today? So 40 degrees flaps if required, we'll probably load down to about 30 ourselves for landing tonight. Get a bit of turbo ticking as well. Welcome Redmaster, how you doing? Welcome channel, the chat, how are you today? Ooh, thanks for reminding me, man. Yes, flight route play will use for landing. Thanks for reminding me there. There is no way we are not going to do the replay this approach. Barra. I'm alright, Luca. I'm alright, thank you. That right there. Are we still descending? Oh, interesting. Let me just stop that now. Glad I checked. So we're not too bad at the altitude. The airport is there. So the airport's visual now to us. Also that's 7902. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Get the auto altimeter set. Jeez. Very good spots. Like I say, I'm still learning the aircraft, so in the back of my mind, there's a lot of operation I'm still slowly getting there with. It's not the end of the world, the runway is visual to us now, so we'll be okay. We'll fly overheads, we'll do a loop at the airport, and then we'll bring it into land, just like we did in real life back in the day. Back in the day. We're nowhere near any mountains, Breadmaster. In fact, the airport of Barra is on the lowest point of the island. So we're going to set our heading now to... Yes, the airport is there. Heading 300. I'm going to fly over the airport. And bring it around for an approach. Pilots off, I'm control. So one thing that pilots do at Barra, if you're unfamiliar with the airport or want to get an extra close inspection yourself of the runway conditions, because again, if there's water on the runway, you don't want to land. What you can do is fly over the airport at low altitudes and then make a right hand turn, bank around the island and then bring it into the final approach. So we'll do that for runway 25. What we will do is have a quick look at the airport down below, make sure we're happy with the conditions and then bring it into land. So I'll send the airplane down, that's down to 20 degrees. Can't finish playing Adam as a G1000. It was a GNS 530 Raven, so you're halfway there. And Twin Otter, might not be a bush plane, it's actually a stall plane. That's half the job. Also, very steady base. Holding it at 500 feet. Barely moved an inch off of that. Using IVAO, Jan. Using IVAO. Just our trim as necessary. Yeah, I can't remember, when I'm on dry cam I'll get to control the aircraft. That's no good when there's prop drifts. This aircraft's going to make a push. Can't spot the runway, so the runway, yeah, you can't really spot it, I'm afraid. It's there, trust me, it's there. Otherwise, yeah, the water's up, the runway is visible, there is enough dry land for us to land on. So we shall be making an approach and land. There you go, there's a fence post, that's a marker there, it's a little sign going into the air to the runway. So we're looking for that as our touchdown marker. Right, make a right hand turn. 30. Right. All he wants to do is just follow the island all the way around its coast. Speed down to about 100 knots.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
We're not percent is it? It would send about 500 feet per minute, so not really losing too much in terms of altitude. Short final. How's your vertical speed? Indicator down here. Vertical speed indicator. Looking good, minimums continue. There's the signpost, so we are looking good for runway heading.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse the sets. And there you have it. Stall aircraft, a short landing. Plus, given the sand is very, what's the word? A lot of grip on the sand, a lot of drag, which causes it to slow down. Yeah, it just makes it a very easy old airport to land at. This. That's up. Opposition. So yes, I was kind of off the sandbank there. Or something more level. There we go. That'll do. Right, hold position. Mark brake sets. Taxi lights. Land lights off. Taxi lights off. Strobes come off. Those. And engines, nice and simple. Just throw the fuel into the, throw the throttle into the off position. Again, the click spots could be improved slightly, the Aerosoft, but for the most part, yeah, they're not too bad. Right, welcome to Barra. So we can then jump out. As for the passengers, they themselves. Well, I've not done the engines, not yet. Prop needs to be feathered as well. And up here, not up here, sorry. There. Yeah. Master's off. Cool. Yeah, there you go. Welcome to Barra. Shame PACX taking a bit of a write-off. Also, my operations are not perfect, but the first time flying Twin Otter, for the first 4 flights, I honestly cannot complain. I rather enjoyed that. I did rather enjoy that. So there you go, on the ground here at Barra. Yeah, that's that really. So we'll end the replay. So from IVAO, we'll end the replay. We'll have a look at the landing from passenger perspective and all that, since of course that's the fun bits. And then all that's left really is just to bring the stream to an end. So as I normally do PACX, but sadly that's a bit of a write-off. Let's disconnect from IVAO. Thank you for the ATC at Glasgow today, that was superb. Let's do one more screenshots for Volanta. That goes up. Let that upload. And then we'll end our flights. Yeah, not bad overall. Not a bad little flights. Not perfect Twin Otter. Still got to learn a lot of how it works, but we'll get there in time. We'll certainly get there in time. We were the 3rd person to arrive at Barra today. I know who the previous trips were from. Right, let's have a look. So DHC6 at Barra. Keep getting the animations, don't I? Are they going to lock the doors? The answer is probably not. Oh, it does, okay. Right, so let's define about the circle. Start off with the left-hand passenger view. Oh yeah, say a bit of turbulence at the moment, bus driver. Barra, there's no local weather station on the meter. So it's right now 27 mph winds at Barra.
500.
So in terms of wind speeds, that's about 23 knots winds at Barra, 23 knot winds. Short funnel from the left hand side. So you can see the waves kicking up as well. That's going to be affected by the winds. Making our short adjustments and finals to landing. This is replay. Flight plan, this is replay. It's quite like the grain effect of the engines as well, the propeller as it spins. LDA, it's been a while, man. I'm alright, how are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. There you go, short final length.
Minimums.
So there's a small gap between this island and the main Barra on the right, which you essentially fly through as you approach path for runway 25. And again, you've got the signs in the runway, so there is some notice as to kind of where the runway position is. It's not completely impossible for you to make the approach chats. Again, if you ever get a chance to fly into Barra, either in real life or in sim, then go for it. Why not? It's a challenge, it's a bit of a different kind of terrain for it.
50.
And yeah, it's well worth giving it a go.
40. 30. 20. 10.
And yeah, Klopp, so the sounds aren't final yet. Aerosoft are still working on the audio of the aircraft. There's a few sounds that they are still trying to tweak to get this thing to work and sound a bit better. So sounds aren't complete, sounds are very much not final. We'll get more updates on that closer to the release. Right, let's do an approach view from the right hand side now. So this is the view I had when I landed the aircraft in September myself. This is the seat I was in at the back of the aeroplane. So yes, this is, in fact, let me see if I've got these circles to land from here as well. So landing, did I record the circle?
Don't sink. Don't sink.
I've got it on my GoPro, don't know if I've got it on the backup.
Don't sink.
Yes I do, here you go.
Don't sink. 500. Don't sink.
We'll do external as well, Flight Fan. We'll definitely do external views as well, don't you worry.
Don't sink.
Milos, there's a vertical speed indicator, as I pointed out when you asked me the first time. Again, he partially recorded the circle. So yeah, this is what I saw in terms of the circle. So the airport's just behind us. Looking at the beach down below. There you go, that's on the beach. There's the airport over there. So yeah, you just circle in. And here comes a short final, kind of what we're looking at now.
Minimums. Minimums.
So here we go, very short final.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
That wasn't too bad, yeah. Okay, 240 feet per touchdown rate, but that was kind of not quite as bad as because with landing on sand, it's a firm landing, but sand quite soft ground, so it's quite a soft landing as well. It's firm but soft. Alright, let's do some use some external now. So if I get rid of, we'll do tail cam first. So we did full circle now. We'll just do the short final approach to touchdown. One pro, but not hard on the other as well. So over the sign, there's our runway marker. And touchdown. From the landing gear base. It was a 3-pointer. That was a 3-pointer landing. Let's do one from the view of the actual airport kind of viewing bit as well. And I've already answered your question. The more you ask it, the less I'm just going to answer it. I've already answered it. So here you can walk up to the edge of the car park and kind of watch the aircraft land from the about a fence here. So short final. There we go, I think. Yeah, that'll do. Doing 80 knots, yeah, not bad. 70 knots, still slowing. Loganair Scottish Andrew, yes, Loganair are a Scottish airline. Short final. There's your flare. And there's your touchdown. Not bad, not bad. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. So yeah, that I guess brings us to the end of our little Twin Otter preview today. So again, a massive thank you to Aerosoft for giving us a copy of that. I say, still in early access, so it doesn't release until the 19th of January. And as for more flights in this, I would like to do a flight again on Wednesday, hopefully if it's planned, do a flights from Kathmandu to Lukla. Otherwise, yeah, again, so still early access, not quite final products yet, still got work to do. Livery as well, so the Loganair livery isn't default, this is edits that I did myself for Flight Sim, so I will upload to Flight Sim 2 on release date. Otherwise, yes, overall, been an absolute pleasure to showcase to you today. I'm enjoying this, I really enjoy this aircraft. It's fun to fly, very nimble, very good to get your hands on. Again, for €30, you can't really compare that price either. It's a high quality model, high quality aircraft. You do get your bang for your buck with this one. So when it does come out, it is one that I can quite happily recommend for the old Flight Sim. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the stream today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if not already. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's a different so X-Plane's same Barra Island, just like different kind of ground train setup, but it's still a beach airport, so X-Plane, as it is like Flight Sim. Also, there are FreeRide images out there too, which you can download to improve it as well. Yeah, that's that. So, thanks guys, take care of yourselves, and have a good rest of your weekend. Bye bye.